Welcome to my lesson Speak Fluently with Natalie. Don't forget to subscribe because today we are diving into something we all need but sometimes overlook: good sleep habits. In this lesson you will find an interactive quiz, 15 useful expressions, listening practice, speaking practice, and a real conversation.
Okay, so you're ready to build your sleep sanctuary for 2025, huh?
Sounds ambitious.
Okay, so let's get started and first test yourself. I recommend you a lot to use this quiz like a speaking practice. For example, you can speak aloud the answer for the question. Let's get started. The first question is, what time do you usually go to bed? So as for me, I would choose A. I usually go to bed before 11 p.m. Question 2. How long do you spend on your phone before bed? Question 3. How often do you make your bed in the morning? A, B, or C? Question 4. Do you have a bedtime routine? So what will you choose, A, B, or C? Question 5. How comfortable is your bedroom for sleeping? A, B, or C? Now it's my favorite moment. We are going to read your results. Okay, have you read it? Do you agree with the results? Write in the comments, please. And to speak about good sleeping habits, we need some vocabulary to learn. So I prepared 15 useful expressions. Are you ready? Listen and repeat them.
Get enough sleep. Set a bedtime. Establish a routine. Turn off electronics. Avoid caffeine. Create a relaxing environment. Maintain a sleep schedule. Practice mindfulness. Limit screen time. Drink warm tea. Wear comfortable clothes. Take a warm bath. Use a sleep mask. Listen to calming music. Avoid heavy meals.
Got it? Great job! And now a little bit of English humor. Why did the blanket get promoted? It really covered for everyone. Is it funny? And now we are going to practice your listening skills. Listen attentively and write down the words you could hear.
To ensure a great night's sleep, it's essential to adopt healthy habits. Start by getting enough sleep. Aim for enough hours to recharge your body. Set a bedtime and establish a routine to keep your schedule consistent.
Let's check.
To ensure a great night's sleep, it's essential to adopt healthy habits. Start by getting enough sleep. Aim for enough hours to recharge your body. Set a bedtime and establish a routine to keep your schedule consistent.
And now you'll have listening and speaking practice together. So listen, pause, and repeat aloud.
Before bed, turn off electronics and limit screen time, avoiding blue light distractions. It's also wise to avoid caffeine in the evening and opt for drinking warm tea instead, which can calm your nerves. Creating a soothing environment helps too. Use a sleep mask to block light, wear comfortable clothes, and take a warm bath to relax your muscles. To quiet your mind, practice mindfulness or listen to calming music. Lastly, ensure you avoid heavy meals late at night, giving your body time to digest before sleeping. Incorporating these practices can transform your nights into restful, rejuvenating experiences.
And now speaking practice. Are you ready to join sleep coach consultation? Great! Imagine that someone is struggling with poor sleep, and you will be the coach who gives advice. Let's get started. I stay up too late watching TV. What should I do? I wake up feeling tired even after 8 hours of sleep. What can I do? I often feel too stressed to fall asleep quickly. Any advice? Now the second speaking practice, you will finish the phrase. To sleep better, I need to before going to bed. So think a little bit and say it out aloud. What do you need to do? If I want a restful night, I try to. How will you finish? A great way to improve my sleep is to. So finish this phrase and write it in the comments. It will be so interesting for me to read it. Are you ready to listen to real conversation about this topic? What are the items to improve sleep quality in 2025? So it will be amazing to know. Let's dive into it.
Okay, so you're ready to build your sleep sanctuary for 2025, huh?
Sounds ambitious.
Well, you sent us this list of 5 things you're thinking about trying. 5 things to try for better sleep in 2025.
I am ready to dive in. Let's see what we've got.
So we're going to try and figure out if these are really going to, move the needle on your sleep.
Right. Like, are these just fads or is there something more?
Exactly. So first up is bedtime tea.
Ah, a classic.
You mentioned chamomile and valerian.
2 of the, I guess, heavy hitters in the sleep world.
They both have this reputation for, helping you sleep. But what is the actual science there?
Yeah, so with chamomile, there's this compound called apigenin, and it actually binds to certain receptors in your brain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's those receptors that are linked to, feeling less anxious and sleepy.
Okay, so it's not just like a mental thing.
Right. It's not just you drinking a warm beverage and feeling relaxed.
There's actual, chemistry happening.
Yeah, there's an actual chemical shift that's going on.
Wow. Okay, so what about valerian? Does it work the same way?
Valerian's a bit different. It targets a different neurotransmitter called GABA. And what it does is it actually increases the levels of GABA in your brain. And GABA is known for its calming effects on the nervous system.
So it's like turning down the volume on all the noise in your head.
Exactly. It's kind of like quieting all those racing thoughts that tend to keep us up at night.
I like that. Okay, so we've got 2 different teas, 2 different pathways to relaxation. But are they equally effective? Is one better than the other?
That's a good question. It really depends on the person.
Okay.
Some people swear by chamomile, others find valerian works better for them. And there's also, you've got things like prescription sleep aids to consider.
Right.
Those tend to have, a much stronger and faster effect, but they also, can come with some side effects and the risk of becoming dependent on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas valerian is generally considered, safer for long-term use, but it might take a little while to figure out the right dosage.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like, pros and cons with each one.
Exactly.
And just finding what works best for your body. But I have to say, even just the ritual of making tea, having that warm mug in your hand, that in itself feels relaxing.
Oh, absolutely. Don't underestimate the power of a consistent bedtime routine.
Yeah.
Those little cues, those little rituals, they can really help signal to your body and your mind that it's time to wind down.
Totally. Okay, moving on to something a little bit more unusual, compression socks. This one, I have to admit, kind of threw me for a loop when I first saw it on your list. I mean, I know, runners and athletes use them, but for sleep.
Yeah, right. Sounds kind of weird, but it can actually be super helpful.
Really?
Yeah, so it all comes down to circulation. So what compression socks do is they basically gently squeeze your legs, right? Which helps to improve your blood flow. And studies have shown that, they can increase blood flow by up to 15%, which is pretty significant.
Wow, that's a lot. So how does that, translate to better sleep?
So for folks who have, restless legs syndrome, which, is super uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
That improved blood flow can really minimize those, tingly or achy sensations that keep them up at night.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And it can also help to reduce, swelling in your legs and feet.
Gotcha.
Which is another thing that can really mess with your sleep.
Totally. Any downsides to these?
It's worth noting that compression socks might not be the best for everybody.
Okay.
Especially if you have certain circulatory conditions. So it's always a good idea to, talk to your doctor before you try them out.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk pillows. You put an ergonomic pillow on your list, and I gotta say, neck pain, it's like a universal struggle, right?
Oh, tell me about it. I think everyone has struggled with neck pain at some point.
Cool.
But the key with these ergonomic pillows, it's all about spinal alignment.
Okay.
So they're designed to support your head and your neck, but in a way that keeps your spine in its natural alignment.
Yeah.
And that can make such a difference in preventing stiffness and headaches, even improving your sleep posture.
So it's not just about being comfortable, it's about biomechanics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When your spine is aligned, it just reduces the strain on your muscles and nerves, and that allows your body to really relax and recover during sleep. I kind of think of it as setting the foundation for a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Wow.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about your sleep environment. You've got a bedside humidifier on here, which makes me think you might be dealing with some dry air.
Yeah, that's right. Dry air can be, a real enemy of good sleep.
Oh, how so?
Well, it can irritate your airways, make it harder to breathe, and even, make you snore more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so a humidifier, it adds moisture to the air, so it just makes it easier to breathe.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So for people who have allergies or breathing problems, this could be a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. It can also, prevent dryness of your skin and your mucous membranes, which is really helpful during the winter, when you have the heat on.
Right, it gets so dry. Any downsides to humidifiers?
The one thing is, you do have to clean them regularly, otherwise you could get mold growing in there.
Oh, yuck. Okay, so a little bit of maintenance involved,
Yeah, a little bit of upkeep.
but worth it for a good night's sleep.
I think so.
Okay, last but not least, the white noise machine. I'm curious, are you a white noise person?
I am. I find it so helpful.
Really?
Yeah, it just creates this consistent sound environment, and it blocks out all those little random noises that can wake you up at night.
I see. See, I've always been more of a silent sleeper, but I can totally see how, especially if you're a light sleeper or you live in a noisy environment, white noise would be really helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
So is there a particular type of white noise that you recommend, or does it not matter?
There's actually a lot of different variations of white noise.
Oh, wow.
Some people like the steady hum of a fan. Other people, they prefer nature sounds. There's even something called pink noise, which is a little bit different. So yeah, it's really about finding what works for you. And you don't necessarily need a fancy machine.
Right.
There's apps, you can find things online.
Plenty of options. So as we wrap up here, I'm just struck by how each one of these items, they kind of play their own special role in creating that sleep sanctuary you're going for.
Yeah.
It's kind of weaving this tapestry of comfort and calm.
I love that. That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And it actually brings up a really important point, which is, thinking about what other elements in your sleep environment you could tweak.
Oh, yeah, what?
Like the temperature, the lighting,
Right.
even your pre-sleep routine.
Right.
There's just so many possibilities for really personalizing your sleep experience.
That's such a good point. Well, on that note, we'll leave you to ponder your sleep sanctuary blueprints.
Sweet dreams, sweet dreams.
And here's to a restful 2025.
Cheers to that.
Congratulations! So, our lesson is over for today, and we'll meet next time and we'll discuss the next hour topic. Thank you for watching. Thank you for learning with me. Don't forget to subscribe for the next videos. And bye! See you soon!